Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is once again time for a shop tour. Here we are, September 7th. Hard to believe we are getting down to the end of the month already. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be leaving in the afternoon for the runoff. So obviously we are coming right down to it. You can't wait till the absolute last second for things for the runoffs. So I've got a couple things still for the runoffs, but they are spares. For instance, this is Mike Taylor's spare STL engine, and actually not going to have all the bits and pieces for the top of the cylinder head by the runoffs. However, if it just so happened that we had to put this in, we could swap over a couple of pieces that aren't going to be here without any trouble. So I probably have mentioned this, but Cometic head gaskets are back on track. So literally final deck height, CC final on the combustion chambers. Ordered the head gasket yesterday, and it looks like it will be here like Monday or Tuesday. So they are back to it. Really happy about that, because otherwise I'd be in a little bit of a trouble here. So I think we're going to be okay, but that's where we're at. You can see the oil pan's on. We'll get a head gasket first of the week. We'll finish this up as far as we can go, and then I'm actually going to take this with me to the runoffs, so and drop it off with Mike. And then when Mike's very well versed in these engines, so when we get the final bits and pieces in, I'll just ship them to him, and he can finish up the top of the cylinder head, and we'll be just fine. So as you can see, the transmission that's been sitting here for weeks and weeks is now all together and ready to go. So this is actually another one that I'm going to be delivering to the runoffs for a customer from Virginia. So this is kind of this time of year. I'm getting stuff done. I'm scheduling things for the winter. And then I'm going to be taking a bunch of stuff to the runoffs to drop off. Because for some reason guys like free shipping, so that's one of the things I can help them out with, since I'm already going and I've got a little bit extra room in the trailer. I'm going to be hauling a couple of things. So did get to spend some time with the little Miata here. Initial startup and warm up, he was having all sorts of troubles with initial starting, warm starting, and things like that. But what we did get done, which is pretty nice, is, as you can see here, I always like to, when a car has been tuned or worked on by somebody else, I always like to, when I first put the car on the dyno, make some pulls, see where we're at, and then start doing some adjusting. So as you can see, we made some really big gains, especially up top, which he's going to be very happy about. And so now what I'm doing is I'm letting it sit and cool off, and I will work on our cold start and warm up over the next few days, and then he'll be able to come pick it up. So actually looking pretty good. The car does look kind of dirty. He did say that it was okay to leave it outside. However, I'm not big on leaving cars outside, but you can see the dirt on the windshield. So we've been having some hot and cold days. This is just condensation from sitting out overnight. Yet another reason why I don't like to let race cars sit outside, but he did give me the approval to do that. So I'm going to try and leave it in the shop until he picks it up and actually clean it up a little bit in the meantime as well. So I was finishing up mounting the set of tires that I'm going to consider our race tires for the BMW for the runoffs. So this is my very last one, and you can see I've done a couple of things here. I have marked where the valve stem is. Last year we were having a lot of trouble with tires rotating on the rim, and I've always used a certain lube when it comes to mounting tires, whether it's a street tire, race tire, whatever. Well, we were having this really nasty problem, literally, with this dot in one session ending up over here. Well, what that's going to do is that is all of a sudden going to throw your wheel balance completely out of whack. And we've been having these issues where the Hoosier tires had been taking a lot of weight to balance, and this was something that was kind of going on last year. Hoosier has yet again another new tire out. This is something that we actually tested during the year, but I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says, this is their radial slick. It says 240, 580, 15. So forever I ran a 245. Now, the Hoosier guys tell me that it's actually the same size, but what they've got is an upgraded mold. And so we're supposed to get a more consistent contact patch, whereas before we had, with the mold, there was a, you could actually see it in the tire. It was like a two-piece mold, and you could see the separation down the middle. So I think that may help. But the other thing is, I have been mounting these tires, believe it or not, dry on the wheel. And that has pretty much fixed our problem. So not using the lube when I'm mounting them anymore, that has helped a lot. I'm going to test this though with the runoffs and see if it moves. You can also see I've marked this one as the right front. So I know most of you guys that go to the racetrack probably get your tires mounted and balanced at the track. And you know what? That's probably fine for most people. I'm a little obsessive compulsive when it comes right down to it. And I want to be able to mount my own tires. I want to be able to put my own air in them. Now, I'm not a big fan of dealing with nitrogen, so I'm not doing that. But I do have really good filtered air in the shop, and I consistently use the same air and mount all my tires myself. Now, the reason that this one says right front is after I mount a set of wheels and tires, I kind of go inside and I determine how much weight has each wheel taken. So this is 1.5 ounces, which isn't too bad. The other thing that I do is when I'm spinning it up on the tire balancer, I take a look and see how true the wheel is. And I always like to put the most true wheel and the most, the least amount of weight combo wheel and tire onto the most loaded tire, depending on the track I'm going to. So for VIR, my left front to me is the most important tire on the BMW. So it is the one that is the truest and also has the least amount of weight. The right front is next, the left rear is third most important, and the right rear at VIR is the least important. Now, when I say least important, I don't mean that the thing is wobbling all over like crazy and I'm still going to run it. But it took a little more weight, and it's the tire, it's the wheel that maybe has a little more wobble. So that's just a small taste on how obsessively compulsive I am about pretty much everything when it comes to my race cars. So now, as you can see, the BMW is sitting on the ground. That is because it has been dynoed, corner weighted and aligned. I got all of this done last week. I was actually waiting for a nice cool morning, which we actually got this morning. And it was about 60 degrees this morning, probably about 65 degrees by the time I finished the dynoing of the car. And everything turned out beautiful, just like it always does. And so what I'm going to do is dust it off, and right before I load it, give it a real good polish job. And my job here is done, except for, of course, loading it and transporting it to VIR. We're going to be running a test day. That's why we have one set of used tires on the car. We have another new set over here. And so these are going to be getting mounted at the track, and they will be put on these wheels. So what we'll do here, as you know, like I was just talking about, I've got my race set right here. That's the last one. Here are my other three. These will be the tires that we race on, unless, of course, we race in the rain like last year. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see what happens. You have to be prepared. So every year, try and be more prepared, try and learn something, and put your best foot forward. So got a couple more customers coming in the next couple weeks to get dynoed and help them set up their cars. We will not have a shop tour next week, but the week after is literally the day that I'm leaving. So we'll do a quick shop tour, kind of show the finality of everything that we've gotten done. By then I'll probably have a pile that's going to get loaded into the trailer, and then we'll be heading to the runoffs, which means we're going to have a week off from shop tours as well. And then when we get back, it'll be runoffs results time, which is always fun. So see you guys in a couple weeks. To those of you that are running the Solo Nationals this week, good luck to you, especially Perry Simons, who's going to be running Tommy's, I don't even know what class it is. It's a modified class. Right, Perry? Just goes to show you what I know about Solo. But Craig Wilcox did do really well, finished second by a pretty slim margin in his Civic that you guys saw a couple weeks ago. And I think we're going to be doing a pretty exciting engine program for him this winter, as well as actually getting him some good data and a good aim dash in the car, so he can actually see what's going on with the car. So more winter projects that you guys can watch us. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.